There's a group here in Albuquerque with the sole mission of saying thanks to as many World War II veterans as possible by flying them for free to see the World War II Memorial in Washington. They just returned from their inaugural mission. News 13's Matt Grubbs takes us on their emotional journey on an honor flight.
The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington National Cemetery stands not only as a monument to military sacrifice, but as a promise our nation will never forget. It is a promise made good to 22 New Mexico World War II veterans on a cloudy morning in June.
It brings back so many memories I hadn't thought of for years.
We were just damn young kids. But everybody knew their job.
The Second World War was the kind of all-encompassing, nationwide effort that is hard to understand unless you lived it. And then it is impossible to forget.
Everybody you talked to, everything you did was so intense on getting this thing done in one.
You know, that whatever it took to get that done, whether it cost you your life or not, you thought, I think, more about what we had to do.
With freedom in the balance, 16 million U.S. servicemen went to war at a cost of hundreds of thousands of lives.
We all had to go sometime.
We did what we were told to do.
Then, millions of soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines came home.
Got on a railroad train and went back to Rochester, New York. Got married. Went to work at Kodak.
That's that generation. They just put their head down and they started, working and building what we, have today.
Men like Joe Ryan, Bill Lovick, David Epstein, they were so good at doing what their country asked that their country began to take them for granted. It took nearly 60 years to build a World War II memorial. With hundreds of veterans passing away each day, it is a certainty many will never see it.
I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
Well, we just run out of time.
And so, at dark 30, nearly 24 World War II veterans loaded onto city buses for another trip of a lifetime, honor flight, with salutes from grateful veterans and servicemen and women, escorted by APD down a freeway closed just for them. They zipped straight through security.
I'm pretty excited.
Onto an airplane.
I appreciate all that you guys have done.
Donated to Honor Flight for the trip and escorted every step of the way by guardians who paid for the privilege. A squad of 80 and 90-somethings took off for Washington, D.C., united by a bond so close, a commitment so complete,
Hey, here he is, another superstar.
that even passing strangers
Comes Joe.
These men gave all, and, least we can do is honor them.
couldn't help but to stop, shed a tear, and applaud.
Because they went through something so incredible together with the common goal of securing our country and protecting our freedom. How can you not love that?
How can you not, 70 years later, say thank you?
This is wonderful. Oh boy.
Can't thank the people enough for letting us come.
Brought tears to my eyes. She said, "Sir, thank you very much for your service. Thanks for telling me this today." She said, "I'll remember you the rest of my life."
But it's a great thing for a lot of us guys that never had the chance to come down here.
I got a few tears. There we go.
For a few precious hours, veterans who came home and packed away not just a bag full of gear, but a lifetime full of feelings, had the chance to sit and remember.
Oh, Bobby said, it's twofold. I'm impressed with it, but also it brings the regrets of those who didn't come back.
The entire day, anyone who saw them parade by said thanks.
Appreciate your appreciation.
School kids from all over, I guess. There were school kids like crazy, and they used to come over and shake our hand.
Jose Garcia's family will tell you he's not one to tell war stories.
Last night it was a crazy night.
Jose says they're not easy to tell, especially with those who weren't there.
We used to cry about it and then laugh about it.
Honor Flight gave them the chance to do that once again, and then it gave them a little bit more. Mail call on the flight back to New Mexico, an envelope filled with letters from loved ones and from complete strangers. A waterfall of thanks in preparation for a homecoming, unlike anything they remotely expected.
I'll never forget it.
What did you think when you walked out of that door?
Oh, man.
The 22 men of northern New Mexico's first honor flight returned home with another lifetime of memories and the promise that all they gave, all they sacrificed will always be remembered by a nation that owes them everything.
Don't forget the war. Don't forget us.
Matt Grubbs, KRQE News 13.
The VA estimates there are about 8,000 World War II veterans in New Mexico. The group hopes to take as many as possible to see the memorial. And you can follow the Honor Flight trip from start to finish and learn more about the nationwide program online at krqe.com. There you can also find a photo gallery. And I love that story. And our photographer, Ryan O'Connor, edited that story, went out there as well and shot all of that. Amazing story.
It was. Just seeing the looks on their faces. Incredible.
Cool stuff.